Welcome to episode 4 of the Old Fashioned Podcast, which has turned out to be a very interesting one. We decided to bring the bracket system over from Morse Radio Show and also the other 3 hosts from Morse Radio Show for this one. So
basically, welcome back to Morse Radio Show.
This was the worst radio show.
It's the old band back together.
Yeah, it is WRS, absolutely.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
I'm
Pete,
so confused.
Wayne, Rob. By the way, I listened to the new episode of Coffee Stories. I love how it's just, this is what we're doing. This is how you run a good and successful business. This is about the only tips we'll give you, not guy in DMs who's like, can I have the recipe to your coffee? So I
know.
can...
Could you please share your roasting profiles with me?
Yeah, just upload them
Journeyman
to you,
synth
big
for
guy.
your,
No, it's a
opening song.
45-minute ad and flex for King's Coast. That's really all it is.
Episode 3 will be very similar, so stay tuned.
Eventually, we'll get some more guests on. We'll actually talk about some cool stuff, but considering we've only done 2
Listen,
in the last
You won't do
10
that.
months.
I can tell you right now.
Listen, we ordered wireless lav mics, so we're fine.
yeah.
We're
What?
on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Yep.
mobile.
Yeah.
We'd be on opposite sides of the warehouse.
Well,
doing
it's
podcasts.
mostly just for the Twister game we're gonna play while we record the podcast.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
gonna do
Nice.
nude Crisco Twister in the warehouse.
Nice.
I mean, we do it anyway, so we might as well just record
Yeah, we
it.
figured might as well record it.
What are you
Yeah,
gonna clip
100%.
the mic to your sack?
Yeah.
Ace bandage. You wrap it around your waist.
Then you're not
So-
nude.
Correct.
Well,
Your waist.
your waist,
Your nipples better be out.
like above belt line.
Like belly button is the only thing that's being
Any
covered.
real man would
Right.
clip their mic to some natural biological appendage.
Shit to my ass, I wouldn't even feel it.
There's potential of it tearing off something though. That's the
That makes it more
Ooh.
fun.
That's the exciting. That's the exciting part.
That's the
It'd be that
climax.
little piece that it hangs onto, like the tiniest bit, which is gonna hurt like a mother.
Yep.
the element of danger.
Gonna catch on a skin tag because we're all like 40 years old now.
Isn't that like the autoerotic asphyxiation's whole thing? Like it's the element of danger where you might die and your family's got to
Yeah.
get you out of the closet because you're hanging with your dick in your hand.
Correct.
That was a little too specific for my taste, but
Your wife's panties in your mouth, and
Well, she was she was on vacation, and she went to the store, and the plunger just happened to be in my
a
ass.
mason jar shoved up your ass. Yeah.
That's not normal behavior.
Apparently, it is.
Apparently, if you talk to anybody in the ER, it is.
Yeah, if you talk to people who work in the ER, this happens all the time. Classic, my wife was out of town story. It's always anal cavity X-ray of some kind of object lodged in there.
for privacy purposes, I'm not gonna say who it is, but a
Wayne.
close friend of the show, does work in an ER.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. And I'll never forget when she told me you could never imagine the things people shove up their ass.
Yeah, she had a Swiffer the other day. Guy had the full
The wet
half of a
the
Swift.
duster or the wet jet.
I'm not sure if it was the wet jet.
I mean, wet jet makes
good
most
question.
sense.
That is a good
question.
Fill that
If it was a
bitch
wet
with
jet,
lube and
that's-
just hit that button and go to town.
That's impressive. Use that Swiffer juice.
Leave you nice and clean afterwards in there.
Yeah, squeaky clean.
All right, let's get to this. So this is the 2020 horror movie bracket.
Wow, I just jump right in, huh?
Yeah, there's.
I guess that's how this show works.
Do I have to look for this bracket somewhere?
I dropped it in chat. I can do it again if you'd
I
like.
don't know what
just gonna
chat
wing it.
means.
I could. You really don't, because I'm just gonna say the titles, and
That's perfect. I'm gonna lay
we're
on
not
the floor
trying.
then.
So we're not trying to pick the best horror movie ever here. We took 16 movies, and we're just gonna crown a champion from that. It's too much to try and find the best because everyone else is gonna say, no, you forgot this, you forgot this. So we took 16 really good horror movies, and we're just gonna crown a champion.
Who
Well, I'm
took
gonna
16
go
really
ahead and
good
say
horror
that
movies?
this is the best horror movie of all time, and anybody that disagrees, you can go fuck yourself.
Oh,
I already know which one it is, but can you can do it when we get to it.
Which one I think?
Cool. I know what you're gonna say.
Well,
because you've
I
been
don't
saying
think
it all
that that's
week.
going to win, but if it were up to me, it would make it far. But yes, let's
Now,
continue.
the question before we jump into this is a bunch of these are franchises. Are we going to include the entire franchise
Yes.
as an option?
Please, yes.
Okay. All right, entire franchises.
Because
so
when we did
that's being said.
zombies, you remember when we did zombies? It was like Night of the Living Dead 1, 2, 1996, 1972,
Yeah,
1930.
you're right.
It's like, who cares? Just the
Passion of the
series.
Christ.
So as an intellectual property is what we're going to treat these as.
Okay.
Wait,
The second,
before we
What?
go on, Kevin, is
ahead.
Passion of the Christ on this list?
no, it didn't make it. I'm
God,
sorry.
thank you.
Valid
No pun
question,
intended.
Edge Boy.
Right, Mike? It was
Valid question.
Right, it was good.
So you don't like Christ, then is what you're saying.
Yeah,
So you
he's
love Satan.
Antichrist.
All right, got it. Cool.
Okay, got it.
And then the other question is remakes and classics. So if we're using the whole intellectual IP, then that means all are included. For instance, it is on here. So that would include Tim Curry and the current
Yes.
two that we just had.
I think that's
Okay.
fair.
Agreed across the board, everybody?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fair, but I guess we can agree on it.
Because some of these are not even, some of them are one-off.
How are you
Yeah.
going to compare old it with new it and say it's the same?
It's the
thing?
same
That's-
story.
Yeah,
A lot of the
but
same
Tim
stuff
Curry is
happens.
far superior.
I guess it would depend on what it's going up against, and you
Yeah,
can use
so-
that
Yeah,
almost
right.
as like a tiebreaker, like to either give it bonus or deduct points.
For instance, like The Strangers, I don't think anyone in this group is going to say anything about The Strangers 2, which wasn't a good movie. The Strangers 1, however, was a fantastic movie.
There was a second one.
Exactly.
Why would they do that?
Exactly.
Because it's Hollywood.
Strangers
and they just
2,
love to
because you were
fucking
home.
milk the
So-
cow.
So we're going to kind of pick from the
'Cause you were
best of the
home
IP.
Again.
Again.
Didn't learn the first time.
Strangers 2, because you stayed home.
So the first one is The Ring versus Child's Play. Now, right off the bat, I would say that Chucky 1 and 2 would probably be included in this conversation, and everything thereafter. Maybe Bride of Chucky, which I think is fun because it's kitschy. But if we're going for a true horror movie, I think you have to just kind of stick to the first two Child's Play movies.
I've only ever seen the first one, I think, and it could, for me, be because of when it came out, but I saw that movie. So I don't remember how I possibly could have seen it, but I saw at least parts of it when I was a kid.
Well, it came out in what? End of
Like
the
88
80s,
or
right?
something, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when it came
And
out?
so I was 4 when it came out. I probably didn't see it like right away. But that movie scarred me for life. And I don't know if you guys remember the My Buddy dolls from the late
My
80s.
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Yes.
I
What it was
don't know
based
how
on.
they didn't sue that movie into oblivion because my mom literally had to throw my Buddy doll in the
Yes.
garbage because
So-
I was scared of it. And then she threw it in the garbage in the kitchen, and I was like, no, that's not good enough. I made her take it to the dumpster.
So, Rob, I have a similar story. It was my neighbors next door. There's two brothers, and like the one older brother was like always fucking be like, oh, we're gonna watch this horror movie, or like, so he exposed us to watching all this shit at a way too early age. But we watched Chucky or Child's Play 1, and I had a My Buddy doll, and my mom, she said she came in my room and she's like, wow, what happened to your My Buddy doll? And she said, I put it in the closet because he doesn't close his eyes when he goes to sleep. And that was the thing, like those
Yeah.
dolls didn't have eyelids. So like
They
it
don't.
literally, I'm staring at that thing in the corner of the room.
Staring
like,
back at you.
night as it's just staring dead eyes. And, yeah, that movie fucked me up.
I mean,
Yeah.
the doll, the first time like the doll comes to life is like
It's
it
scary
hits
as
the,
shit.
it hits the babysitter in the head with a hammer and she falls out the window like
Yeah,
like
it
a
is a
10-story
very-
building.
It's a very
Yeah.
brutal movie.
Yeah.
And same
and
thing.
then
I
it got
think-
really campy, I feel like.
Yeah,
but-
it did.
Super, super campy.
Where do you go from there, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like that was a
you
one.
can't.
That was
There
a
is no
one.
direction
Yeah, that was a
after that.
one and done. I think. Like, but
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be all of ours because of the age bracket. Like,
The Ring was good, but I
yeah, but
don't
it came
think
out when
that
we were,
I would have
we
it
were
beat Child's Play.
older. Like,
Yeah.
The Ring is also not good when you see it more than once.
Yeah, the first time you watch The
yeah.
Ring,
Yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah, there's no
Neither's
surprise
Child's Play
factor.
in all. Neither's Child's Play in all honesty. But
I mean,
I don't
Child's
know,
Play-
man. It still brings up those creepy memories.
That's
I
true.
don't think I've seen it though since like the 90s. Like,
I watched
honestly.
it like 3 months ago because it was on Netflix or something. I don't know why I watched it, but I did, and
Well,
I was like, "Wow, this
apparently
is
there's
fucked up."
they did a remake of this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
2019 remake.
Was it a
2000
remake or did they do a?
Well,
a
2019 they did Child's Play. It's just called straight up Child's Play.
I don't know if it's a remake as much as
Mother
a
gives
reimagine.
13-year-old son a toy
Oh.
doll for his birthday, unaware of its more sinister nature. Sounds like the same thing.
Oh, maybe it is a remake.
And then as a kid, I actually.
Mark Hamill is Chucky.
Oh,
Yeah,
he probably
I
does a good
remember
job.
that.
He probably does a good
Yeah.
job.
Who is?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see it,
That
Mike?
was a Chucky.
Probably crazy.
No, I
creepy laugh.
actually did not. But now I might. Now that I know MH is.
MH.
Oh, you should watch.
Chucky.
You should watch the first one for sure.
Oh no! The first one I've seen.
oh.
The
No,
2019 one I had.
the remake.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
the
that either.
remake Mark Hamill does Chucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the
Gotcha,
producers
gotcha.
of It says. So this is like a legit remake.
All right.
Interesting. I didn't know it was a remake. I
Is that-
thought it was like a reimagine for a new era situation.
I didn't realize
Anything with kids will always be creepy, even if there's like a joke about it afterwards.
Right.
Like a what the fuck were those joke horror movies? Scary Movie.
Bro, I'm going to screenshot this and send it in the chat. You got to see what this Chucky doll looks like. It is not okay.
Yeah. Anything kid that will always be
my God.
creepy.
Yep.
This is
that's-
not. This
That's
is
the one from the new one.
That's the new one.
I don't
Nope,
like it.
don't like
it looks
that.
like Mark Hamill, kind of.
Oh wow.
Oh,
It kind of
that's just-
does.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they literally
Yeah.
skinned it over his.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's concerning.
It's like a blow up doll.
That's somehow scarier than the old one.
I didn't realize when I was a kid, you don't really follow the plot line. You're just too entranced by a killer doll. But like, I didn't realize that there was like this whole voodoo thing where like a murderer got sent into the doll. Like, I just thought it was a killer doll and that was it,
Mm.
But I watched it again, like I said a couple months ago, and I realized that it
Does
makes
it
it honestly
hold up?
less scary to me.
Does it hold up in 2020? Like to watch it now?
No, it's super,
No, there's no
super
way.
campy. The acting is horrific. It's not good. But
So is it? Would you consider it a cult classic at this point?
yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, I think so.
I would vote here for Child's Play only because of the trauma, like we've all described, that the My Buddy doll
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely it for
instilled in
me.
all of us. The Ring is so creepy the first time, but when I see a static television, it doesn't remind me of The Ring. Anytime you see a My Buddy doll, your first instinct is to think of Chucky.
Also, when do you see a static television anymore?
That's true too.
You gotta tune to
been a
channel
while.
3 so you can play
It's a
your video
kitschy.
games.
It's a kitschy screensaver he has on his computer.
It's retro.
That's me. The VHS.
Yeah, so Child's
also-
Play is my vote.
They also kind of copied Poltergeist with that, now that I think about it. Poltergeist
Yeah.
was from the 80s, and that she stared at the staticky TV, right?
Yeah.
In the one scene, yeah.
But it's not really.
Well,
Ish. Because The Ring is based on a Japanese horror movie, if I
Which
remember
makes it
correctly.
terrible right
Oh.
off the bat.
oh, this isn't Worst Radio Show. I was about to say, it's the best movie ever then, because we have to appeal to our Japanese fan
No, you
base.
don't have to
but-
do that anymore.
No, we don't have to.
Okay, cool. We don't have to
Well,
it
you
up
can
to
say
handle
that
to
it
the
would be-
Japanese anymore.
Oh, Master-san.
You can say that Mike probably really loves the original. You could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably could.
Isn't it like some weird name? Like
Oh, I don't know.
I forget.
Probably.
All the hipster horror kids in the 2000s used to. Oh, the Japanese version is so much better.
Ring Japanese version.
It's like Ringu or
It's called
something.
it's called Ring. That's what it says here. 1998.
Why is Cannibal Holocaust not on this list?
See,
Sounds like
that's
a-
why I didn't say it was gonna be the greatest of all time. We just grabbed 16 horror movies and threw them on here.
Sounds like a
We didn't
Death
want to
Metal
hear.
Inferno.
Green Inferno is not.
No,
I
we
mean,
talked
Green
about that.
Inferno is a documentary.
yeah, that's not.
Is a doc.
Yeah, that's not really a horror movie.
We've gone into Green Inferno like 3 different times in the well,
that
not in the
one.
show. I had
So
to stop
still-
saying
still-
that.
Are Wayne and I the only ones who have finished it?
No, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
I've just seen clips. I haven't finished it.
Y'all are sick.
Well, you
You're
can
sick in
go
the
and
head
just
for
watch
watching that.
just the brutal killings on like YouTube.
That's what I did.
believe.
I made
Yeah.
it
That's what I
about
did,
10
too.
minutes into that before I wanted to throw up.
I made it like 10 seconds into that. As soon as there were noses and limbs being cut off and
Yeah,
eaten,
as soon as
I
there's
was
an
done.
ear on a rock, you called
Yeah.
it good.
Yeah.
I was done.
That's when
She
Rob
bites his
taps
tongue
it.
out of his face.
Hostile. That's another good one.
I like Hostel. It's a great movie. It's a comedy.
Hostels.
It's a comedy.
A European comedy.
How is it not a comedy? Explain to me. You have a group of children chasing people through the street looking for candy. I mean, there's a
Sounds
little
pretty funny to
murder
me.
involved, but
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Nailed it.
comedy. Got it.
So Child's Play, I feel like, is unanimous.
Yes.
I vote anything kid like that will forever be creepy.
Nice.
Even if it got campy, it's still creepier than The Ring.
So Child's Play moves on to the round of 8. The next one is very difficult. And I'm torn even at this moment, but I'm going to walk through it with you guys. It's Event Horizon versus It.
Oof.
So off the bat, it had way more of an impact on me than Event Horizon.
Okay.
Now, in all fairness, that could have been because the whole concept, maybe when I first watched it, was kind of lost on me.
Yeah.
And it just hit harder because it was just in your face.
If I was to turn on a movie right now, it'd be Event Horizon. Not saying it didn't have a drastic impact on my growing up childhood, but Event Horizon is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie without
Yes.
even getting to horror.
Yes. But
It is the reason that I don't like clowns, because just like you guys with Child's Play, I snuck and saw it, and it was, they all just float down here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that'll do it for a 6 or 7 year old. I forget how old I was.
Yeah, I think when you were the age that you were exposed to that movie really impacted.
yes.
Because I never watched it as a kid. That was one of the movies like I never saw as a kid. So I really wasn't like whatever. I wasn't phased by it. But Event Horizon really fucked me up when I watched that.
Here's how
I
I
had
feel.
nightmares for days with Event Horizon.
I
The-
feel
the-
like. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that. Remember, Pete and Wayne probably remember like Eric freeze framing the hell scenes, so you could
hell
point
orgy.
out all of the gore and what was happening in them.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this! This is a pentagram carved from
I
human
mean,
intestines.
the
Oh, thanks.
premise alone in that movie is just it's incredible.
Terrifying.
It's
'Cause it
terrifying.
combined-
It's incredible. The movie's great, start to finish. It's frightening. It's hell, for God's sakes.
It took the unknown of space, which is already terrifying, and made it hell.
Yeah, it's the fourth
Right.
dimension or whatever is actually hell. It's fucking
And that was-
wild.
So there's two things. One, I just thought of this now. That movie was kind of, I believe, like somewhat like maybe a few years later, fresh off the heels of Jurassic Park. So nobody saw it coming where that Sam Neill could be like a bad guy.
Yeah.
That
very
actor,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nobody was thinking of him that way. So that I feel like that played into some of the twists that you see in the movie. Number two, anything satanic always is more scary to me than like
Yes.
whatever. Because I say
Correct.
whatever because what is it? What is like? It is scary and the clown is scary and there are scary scenes, but like the ending is so bad that I can't take the rest of the movie that seriously.
You don't like a giant spider monster from another dimension?
Yeah,
With
exactly.
children?
No.
It falls in the same ethos as Cthulhu.
It's
the
every-
same. It's in the same.
Yeah, but it's Stephen King's universe, which when you dive
Correct.
into it is interesting, but also a little bit like 60s acid trip at the same time.
His endings
sure.
are like
Guy-
notoriously terrible in his books.
But he's literally been on interviews saying that he doesn't even remember writing Pet Cemetery. Like he physically does not remember writing that book. Like he's so drunk, high, whatever the fuck's going on in his head, like he physically doesn't remember writing those stories. So that in itself is fucking insane. That's like
Good
that
for him.
guy's subconscious. Like
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
the
fucked
enemy
up.
of the enemy of it is a giant
Turtle.
interdimensional space turtle
Yeah,
that floats.
that's
through-
his. That's his
That's his-
ultimate.
Yeah, that's his ultimate enemy.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
well,
whole concept
Thank you,
of like
Stephen King.
Cocaine's a
like,
hell of a drug.
the whole idea of it being like cyclical and haunting this town for centuries and like that was all cool to me, but when it like
Yes.
manifested itself as a physical thing at the end, that's when I'm just like, what, really?
Correct.
So for me, I think Event Horizon was scarier, more well done in both scenarios if you compare them against both its. So Event Horizon gets my vote here.
And Pete's and Mike is it. Wayne,
I'm Event Horizon.
I said you're Event
Yeah.
Horizon. You
Yeah.
two are
Yeah.
Event Horizon.
Oh.
Mike is it. And then I'm asking Wayne what his is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Event Horizon just
Now-
because
So
like
Event Horizon wins.
I want to
Yeah,
know
it
if
didn't
I want to
really
know if
impact
it's if Mike's vote is based on the new It's because I know he's a big fan of the new.
No, Well, yeah,
No.
Mike, you explain. You said the old ones originally, right? But go ahead.
So I'm saying for Tim Curry is one of the creepiest fucking people alive.
yes, agreed.
That performance was out of this world, just terrifying.
I thought Bill Skarsgård was
And-
pretty good too, though.
He did a great job. I think the new It's are like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they did a great job with the new It's. But Tim Curry will forever be haunting. Forever.
Now, can you watch Home Alone in the same way when you look at Tim Curry or Home
Oh,
Alone 2? I'm
he's
sorry.
creepy in that movie. We
keep
just
waiting
watched
for
him
him
the
to
So
other
you
turn
night.
see him
clown
in
the
that, and you're
entire
like, fuck,
Don't
why is this
count
guy
your
so creepy?
Yeah, Cedric.
And then the clown in the
Cedric.
shower with the
Yeah, stolen credit card.
stolen credit card.
I'm horribly mistake.
His teeth in the
Get out of
case
here,
says
you
credit
little
cards.
pervert.
And his smile is just so I don't
Yeah.
It's
I
so
just burned in
creepy.
my head. It's stolen
fucking-
credit card.
Yeah, stolen credit card.
A limousine
fucking-
and a pizza.
Yeah, cheese pizza.
Compliments of the Plaza Hotel.
You did that really good.
I've seen that movie a couple times. I heard that somebody here was in it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mike was.
Yeah,
Mike
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, definitely Mike. So I just want to put my vote in, but for me, I guess I would ask you guys a question. Is it more which one scared the shit out of me or which one has had a longer lasting effect on my psyche?
I feel like that's it for both of those answers for you.
No,
Yeah.
because Event Horizon scared the
Because
shit
you're
out of
still
me way more than
afraid
it
of
ever
clowns
did.
currently.
I can be in the
uneasiness.
same room as a clown. The
Uneasiness.
idea of
Yeah,
hell
but,
is
yeah, but
very.
can you watch it?
if
Can
the
you
idea
watch
of
it
hell
right
in that
now?
movie is very, 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 very
Here, I'm gonna
unsettling in a real sense.
I'm gonna propose a scenario to you right now. Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
if Elon Musk asked you to hop in a space shuttle right
Yes,
now and go
right
to outer
now.
space,
Let's go.
would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd do it.
If you had to get locked into a room with 10 clowns, would you do that?
What am I getting out of the room with 10 clowns?
I don't know.
Sex with them.
10 blowjobs.
You're just stuck in the room with 10
All right,
clowns.
it gets my vote. So it's 3-2.
He likes those clown.
All right.
Those clown beegers.
Yeah. There's
Good
no
old
rules.
clown
Oh, they're
beads with a-
honking and they're blowing your penis up like a balloon animal. The whole thing.
Rainbow paint all over your dick.
Yeah.
They're pulling they're pulling the cloth out of it.
Oh, like
Never-ending
out of the
cloth.
tip.
And that comes out of your ass.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
After they play it like a trombone.
All right, the next one is two iconic heavy hitters against each other. It'd be Friday the 13th versus Halloween.
That's a really tough one.
Both long-standing franchises too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Damn.
for me it's Halloween. I think Friday the 13th was a little more like gory, and Friday the 13th is a little more like mysterious, and the mysterious tends to get me more than the gore does as far as what I
There's
like.
so many titties in
one's
Friday
tough.
the 13th, though.
That's true.
And as a young man, that
That
was a
impact
great
on you as a
movie.
young man.
But I actually just rewatched the original Friday the 13th, and it's so the acting is so bad.
So it is
bad
Halloween
enough,
too,
like-
though.
Not
I like
many
the
of these
twist in
movies
Friday
hold
the
up.
13th, though. I think the twist is good at the end of the first one. That it was his.
That's a-
It's not him.
It's a great movie. Love it.
Yeah,
Was that the
the
first
acting's
movie?
terrible. I agree.
The twist
with
was the first movie.
the twist is the first movie you find
Yeah,
out
okay.
at the end.
It's been a long time.
I would go with Halloween because again, kind of like Rob, it's more unsettling to me when it's in a more realistic setting.
Correct.
And Mike Myers is completely plausible as an actual serial killer.
So the things
Yeah.
I really enjoy about horror movies aren't like the spiritual ones or the whatever. I like this could actually really happen in real life movies.
Right.
Correct.
That's both of these though, isn't it?
Yes and no. I mean,
One's
Jason's
a
a
little more over
little
the top.
far fetched as
Yeah.
a character.
Yeah.
yeah. But Halloween is just so unsettling, and
I'm very curious about what you think about a future contender then, using that same logic. But we'll talk about it when we get there.
that's like my thing though. Like I can watch whatever, and whatever, it doesn't matter. But I really enjoy those like fucked up. Could really happen in real life.
I also think Mike Myers is a. It's funny because you look at both of them and it's like, who's the better stalker? But I would say Mike Myers wins that because he's just in places that he shouldn't be, and they're so always
Jason
unknowing
is
of
just-
him being there.
Slowly walking around the woods with a giant
Jason's
hat.
a lumbering idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Myers is stealthy, precise, focused.
I always picture whenever I watch Halloween, he was always moving so slowly on camera. So I always picture like when he's off camera, he's always like scurrying somewhere.
Full sprint.
Yep. Yep, just like
I think
deep breaths. Can't smoky cough.
you got to give it to Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis was great. Like
So,
overall, I think Halloween's just better.
Yeah, I agree.
so I'm voting for Halloween solely based on the fact of the Mike Myers theme song.
Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
fucking
Yep.
Classic.
that piano fucking haunting.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
wrong.
What? That's
Wrong
Austin
one.
Powers.
Oh,
What's the matter with you?
Also Mike Myers, Mike, but not that Mike
Yeah,
Myers.
I know.
Different Mike Myers.
so
that was the joke.
Oh,
here's
I get it.
here's tying off of a different Mike Myers, literally tying off. I grew up with a kid named Adam Myers who had an older brother named Michael, who was born and hung himself on Halloween.
Oh boy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so that gets my
Now I'm
vote.
depressed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow.
Right? How
Yeah.
How
Way to bring in dead friends to the conversation.
It's horror
the
bracket,
show.
bro. It's Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nothing's off
fucked
limit.
up. We were like, I think it was like probably like 10 or 11 at the time. I remember hearing like my friend Adam, his older brother, killed himself, and
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
wait, Michael Myers, yeah,
Halloween.
and on Halloween too. And he
That's
was born on
unsettling.
Halloween and hung himself on
That
Halloween.
sounds a little far fetched.
You don't believe me?
No, I do believe you. It's just
Oh.
like it's just
I
like
don't believe you. I think you're making that
It's
up right
crazy. But
no,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
know. I that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Wild.
Could ask John Everson about him.
He's very
Yeah, let
busy
me go.
with his
Let me
lip
go.
ring.
Send him a DM.
now. Go back to
Let me go to one of
MySpace.
his open mic shows. And,
How's that going during COVID?
He's really
I don't
hurting
know.
his COVID. Can't do his spoken word poetry.
the nude gay art show.
Excuse me?
Hi.
What? What?
It's from Wedding Crashers.
Oh. I thought he actually partook in this.
Were you excited? I mean,
No, I was interested
There's
that
a
you befriended
possibility.
someone.
He wants to play
There's-
Tommy Sticks.
Listen, in high school we did a lot of things. You know,
sometimes a guy slips in here and there.
we're in the
Okay.
mud.
It's a lot of mud.
There would be no way of knowing.
Creed, you are my hero.
John is actually the reason I know Wayne. So
Yeah, exactly.
If I got anything from John, it's Wayne.
John is the reason why you have a daughter.
Also, the clap.
Yes, John gave me the clap as well
He also gave you the clap.
in one of those band practice days. All right.
That was quick.
Next one is Nightmare on Elm Street versus The Exorcist. This is a no-brainer for me, but we can
No-brainer.
talk through it
Easy.
if you'd like.
No.
Easy.
Anybody that says Nightmare on Elm Street is an idiot. Just I'm gonna put that
Okay,
out there
good.
right now.
I will say Nightmare on Elm Street as a child fucked me up, but
It's not really a good movie, though.
what? No, it's not. And when I watched The Exorcist, that fucked me up.
You're
That-
concerned.
I will
You're
say-
concerned for your safety.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will say Nightmare on Elm Street is like a go-to comedy slasher.
yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
not,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
They definitely leaned into Freddy being a joke.
I kind of
Especially in the later,
I
like-
remember as a kid being like, "This is hilarious."
Yes, it was fun. Like that was always the funny horror
Yeah.
movie. And in the later installments, they totally leaned into Freddy just being this weird, like the stupid jokes and shit. It was they leaned into it. You could tell they knew they were catering to a certain audience, and it plays to that. But The Exorcist is hands down, far and away,
Fucking
way
frightening.
better movie and fucking freaky.
Yeah.
You're
I
you're
didn't see-
upset that you think that you're actually letting the devil into your home watching
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yes.
I didn't see Elm Street till I was probably in my teenage years, so by then it was a joke. Probably saw Exorcist around the same time, maybe a few years difference between both. And I can tell you, if I tried to watch The Exorcist right now, I'd probably have the same exact reaction
I
that I
agree.
did the first time I saw it. So
When
Actually,
she
it's horrifying.
when she
Physically,
fucking crab walks
like-
down those stairs. Just
Oh
no.
God, you're chilling me back in your neck just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being like a parent, like going through something like that for real? Like how helpless you would feel? My
no,
God.
no.
I mean, that is based on a true story.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's based on a true story.
So is a lot of things.
That's where the Exorcism
You
of
have
Emily
the
Rose is very
you have the
good.
tapes from the Exorcism of Emily Rose where the voices and stuff
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
are played.
That's a really good movie, Exorcism movie.
Oh god, the part where the demon talks about the one who was in Hitler and Nero
Yep.
and all these terrible people in his, that's so unsettling.
Yep.
So unsettling. So yeah, I think everyone's gonna say Exorcist on this one. I would assume.
Easy.
And
Oh yeah, definitely.
Any good anecdotes or stories? No.
Your Mother Sucks Dicks in Hell.
Yeah,
Wow.
That is
Alright,
from
that's
the
a-
movie.
It's
I
aggressive.
believe it's Cox specifically.
Wasn't that on the poster for the movie?
Yeah, that's how.
Was it?
That was the tagline and quote to get people to.
Yeah.
see it. Next is I'm gonna have Rob take the floor on this one. Next is we're on the other side of the bracket now. By the way,
I know why.
Insidious versus Saw. Robert,
This has to be one of your favorite movies.
This is tough though because Saw is a very good movie. The first one is
It's a great
What?
movie, but it's not scary.
Saw.
Yeah.
Saw's not scary.
It's not.
Saw's not
It's
scary.
not a scary movie. It's a
Gore.
Yeah, it's-
This could happen in real life.
It's not even that gory though. The first one, is it?
It is.
it is.
It's a
Yeah.
little unsettling.
I know the ones that came after Saw were really.
Well,
Yeah,
they were
they
just
made
they
it
were just
egregious.
going they were just going
Yeah.
fucking butt
The first one
wild.
actually had like a story with the guy and his family cheating. The guy, the
Right.
photographer,
Yeah.
found him, and
The first
had
time
to-
you watch Saw, though, I don't think anybody was like, "Oh, that's a shitty movie." I think everybody loved Saw,
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah.
Oh no, it definitely
universally,
wasn't.
it's always hailed as one of the. And think about the time frame it came out to.
Yeah, there was nothing like
There's
that
nothing
that
like
had
that
come
coming
out
out.
for a
Yep.
while.
Yep,
Yeah.
I always look at what
that first fucking scene. That's
what fucks me up about these kinds of movies
what was
is
the
like
first scene?
if somebody could think it up to write a movie about it, like it's loosely based on something that either happened in reality or could definitely happen in reality. Like stuff, I don't know. That movie just fucks me up.
What was the first scene, Pete?
well,
when they're in
the
the-
opening scene is in the fucking
In that blue room,
yeah,
was
in
it?
in like the bathroom
whatever
or
it
whatever it
was.
was.
Yeah.
the tile room, and lights
Was
are
it
off.
chained
He's
up.
chained up, and it just
Okay,
starts
it
when
starts
it
with that.
starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Like, it's just
Yep.
so out there. It's so crazy, but
Yeah.
it could happen in real
I have a man
life, type
crush
of
on
deal.
Carrie Elwes too. That's always a factor.
Oh, all right, that's
But-
interesting.
It is. But, and I don't know if you guys have ever even seen these movies, and I looked at the Rotten Tomato scores and they're really low, and I really don't understand it. But
Rotten Tomatoes is trash.
I don't understand the scores that these
Fair.
got. And the second one got like a 30 something percent. I feel like Insidious 1 and 2 are two of the best horror movies. They're not really horror. It's not really the right word, but like two of the best of those kinds of movies ever made. There's a good blend of the acting is pretty good. It's a good blend of kids being freaky, campiness, music, jump scares, and then the way they tie the second Insidious into the first one unexpectedly out of nowhere is genius. And I can't believe that Rotten Tomatoes had them so low. Saw's very good, but Insidious, if I had my way with this bracket, it would probably make it. It might not win, but it would make it really far. So Insidious gets my vote. Have you guys ever seen those movies?
I've seen Insidious on cable, so I don't know if it holds the same weight.
Yeah, I might not.
I only saw the first one. I never saw
I have
First
not
one.
the
seen-
second.
Yeah, I recommend
Yeah.
giving it a
For
shot.
me,
I mean, I get your love, I guess, for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. I just don't think it's like that incredible in my eyes, personally. But I also, I don't know, like those haunting possession type of things are just, I don't know, they're not necessarily my thing. So I guess it all depends
they're
on the
not
kind
my
of,
thing,
the kind
but
of
they
horror
are. That
person
to
you
me
are,
is
though.
freakier than
Then gore,
like common death, like what you would consider like possible human to human.
homicide.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, torturing really isn't homicide, but
just
Mutilation.
a Saturday.
yeah.
So Rob, you vote for Insidious here.
I do. It's
Mike?
close though. I mean, Saw's right there.
I also vote Insidious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Wayne?
a Saw person.
I'm going Saw.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm
Kevin?
also gonna go with Saw.
Wow.
Saw had a bigger
Wayne's never seen
impact on me.
Insidious. Pete's never seen the second one, so I,
I
get
mean,
why you wouldn't
yeah.
vote
It
for
doesn't say Insidious
Yeah.
2, it says Insidious.
Okay, we
I
have this, we
feel
have
like
this
We're doing the whole
conversation.
franchise.
The other,
I
the other
know,
thing
but-
too is like I don't really actively search out this genre. I feel like I used to, but now like I don't really like. It's like I know it came out in 2010, but like I haven't really kept up with like the horror
Wayne,
genre.
do yourself a
of, like-
favor on Amazon Prime. If you sign up for AMC, whatever it is, for free for 7 days, you can watch both the Insidious movies and then unsubscribe.
And then
Wayne
I'll
will forget to
cancel.
unsubscribe.
Yep.
Yes,
That's
and
what
he
I-
will now pay $19.99 for the rest of his life.
Just
saying,
use the
$99.99
KC
a
card.
month.
You're good.
Put a reminder in your phone.
I definitely got. I put
a
a reminder
write-off.
on my
He
phone,
will
and I
lose
still got
his
charged.
phone.
My
He
phone
doesn't know his
will not
password.
remind me in time. I'll get locked out. I'll be stuck paying for AMC.
For the rest of your
He
life.
has to close his bank account.
AMC bankrupt me. Can you believe it?
We're not gonna be able to
I
close
just
on
had
the
my
house
card
because-
stolen, actually.
Mr. Cavrell, what are these? What are these $20 charges for
We have to ask you
AMC?
about some charges on your account.
for 60 years.
You signed a 60-year lease with AMC
Not even a
television.
network
Watch
anymore.
one movie for free.
2 movies.
Yeah, couldn't figure out how to
Two
disconnect
movies.
it.
Sorry.
It makes it much
Oh,
more
yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
So
All right, Saw moves on.
Saw moves on. The next
I
one
didn't
is the
expect.
Hills.
Go
You
ahead.
did expect that, or you didn't?
I did not expect Insidious to move on, so that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it depends, I guess, what it was against, though.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Hills
Yeah.
Have Eyes.
I'm not. I'm not saying it was like. It was good. I just don't know. Like you're so into it, and I'm like, all right, like whatever.
There's not many movies
I don't-
on here that it would have beat for me, but for me personally, it probably would have beat Nightmare on Elm Street. Honestly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it would
agree
have
with-
been. I just look at Saul and I remember the girl jumping into the pit of heroin needles.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, yeah, that would really fucking suck.
Yep.
But at the same time, that just, I don't know. That's not as freaky to me as what Insidious
Why don't
is.
I remember that? Is that one of the
You don't
torture
remember
It was like
that?
the third installment, maybe.
Yeah.
The third movie. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah,
It
he,
might
like,
be the
makes
second.
it-
I think it might be
Was
the
that
I think it
second.
might be the second.
I think it's the
The
second
second
because I
one?
haven't seen
And
the
not
third
for nothing,
movie.
that DVD for I remember buying the Saw DVD, like
The holographic fucking.
It was the one that was filled with the fake blood and the
Oh,
Saw
yeah, I remember
floating
that.
around in
Oh, yeah.
it.
my
Fucking
God.
top tier packaging.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
Next is The Hills Have Eyes versus The Shining. This one's
Shining.
easy.
Shining.
Shining.
Yeah.
That
movie's
Terrifying.
Nicholson,
that-
Nicholson destroys that movie. He's just
it's
like
also
it's
psychological, and that to me, like you said, Rob, spiritual. Yeah, spiritual gets me. Nothing messes me up more than psychological stuff. Stuff where you're not sure that the character you're watching is insane or sane, or what they're seeing is real or
Right.
not real. That stuff messes with me hardcore.
The Shining's definitely the better movie, but there are scenes in The Hills Have Eyes that fuck me up.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like fucked me up. Like in the I guess it was like the remake that came out in with the early 2000s with like raiding the trailer and the baby.
Oh,
and
that
it was
was
like,
the
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
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 There's
Ugh.
some weird shit in that fucking movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
is The Hills Have Eyes the one with like the nuclear waste family?
No, you're thinking of Devil's Rejects. Oh wait, no.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Hills Have Eyes.
Technically, yes for both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically that's it's
Wait, The Hills Have Eyes is that director that did Green Inferno, the same guy? Or am I thinking of a different
Eli Roth?
Yeah,
no, it was Hills
No.
Have, well the original one or
I'm thinking of the newer one. I
Mike's
think.
talking about the newer one.
the newer one was directed by Alexandra Aha.
Oh yeah, Wes
Craven
Craven
is-
Alexandre Aha.
Yeah, Wes Craven was the original, right?
Yeah, that's it came out in 2007. Yeah, that fucked me up. Like I had to pause the movie, like go take a break, and then come back and finish it because I'm not gonna be a little bitch.
You, how committed you are.
I'll go and finish what I started.
I mean, it was just like mutants and
Yeah, yeah.
nuclear waste people and
Wasn't there something with like a baby?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
In the
not into
trailer,
that.
Mike
That's
just talked
not
about
cool. It's just not cool. It's not acceptable in any way.
Are you changing your vote then?
I never voted for The Hills Have Eyes.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
weird
You
that
said it's not
I-
cool and acceptable, which for this bracket is probably.
I don't really think of The Shining as a horror movie. I think of it
Really?
as like
How?
I think like psychological thriller. Like I don't know.
Just-
I
on
think it's
par-
psychological horror.
You said Star Wars was science
Yeah.
fiction, so we could just move on past your fucking.
I mean, there is
And
a
I was
isn't there,
right.
isn't there a
And I was
pool
right.
of blood
I was right
just
about that.
flowing
Yeah, the blood of
Yes.
Christ
twins
all over your
Come on.
family.
hotel.
all over the hotel and those children.
Praying
Just
the
to
blood of-
clarify, so horror nerds don't come on us.
But you know what's you know what's crazy
I don't know.
about
I just
if you
to me
watch-
it's on par with like almost like Silence of the Lambs. To me, it's like that
Okay.
kind of
Well, that's
style.
psychological thriller.
Well,
I can
Yeah.
agree with that. Absolutely. I totally could agree with
Right.
They
like
also never
that's-
they also never remade it because that's how much of a classic and how
Right,
perfect
yeah.
it is. So that's another
Yeah.
reason you can say that's just
yeah, like Silence of the Lambs. That's not really a horror movie technically, is it?
No.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
on- it
that
was on
Shining
some
is
of these
more
lists.
horror than.
Yeah.
It was on some of the
'Cause
lists I was looking up, but I did not pull it for the exact
The
reason. you
Shining is
said.
definitely
The
more
Shining-
watched it recently,
horror-y
like, it still holds
than
up.
The
it's
Shining
more-
shows
You could-
a guy's descent into madness.
Yeah.
Right.
The
That's why I said, like,
the
it's like a
lambs are these people are already
psychological-
crazy, and it's just trying to find them.
Yeah, you're
and-
just jumped in the
stuff
middle
like
of
Silence
it.
of the Lambs is a crime drama.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And if you watch a making of The Shining, Stanley Kubrick like completely fucked up Shelley
that guy's
Duvall
got
for
a fucking
life.
problem.
Oh yes.
He had her
Yes.
do the scene with the bat. He had her do that same scene like 87
three-
times in a
no, it was
single
like
day.
Was it like 300 total times?
Something
It
like
was-
that. And she was
God.
literally
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
didn't know
broken.
that.
Like her reaction
Yeah.
was she was a broken human because of how many times Stanley
he did it
Kubrick
on
made her do
purpose.
that. He did it on purpose.
He did that
It's
with
fucked up.
Full Metal Jacket too.
Yep.
He
Yep.
said like the amount of takes that like these people were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yep.
Was he
and it,
just
like,
a
broke her.
perfectionist? I know he was a messed up weirdo, but was he just a
Yes.
perfectionist?
Perfectionist, but he also liked to. He was like psychologically trying to
yeah.
break people down
Oh, it was like a power
to
trip.
get. Yeah.
No,
like,
well, no,
just
no.
like to get like the most out of a person. Like he
The
felt
most
I mean, the guy
genuine
did
reaction.
some of the
Yeah.
fucking most fucked up movies out there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Clockwork
Orange.
fucking-
yeah.
Space Odyssey's fucking incredible. Like, you know, the guy's a genius, but he's a fucked up individual.
I've seen
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange once, and I'll never see it again.
Yeah, it's fucked.
That I can't do that. That was too much for
But like
me.
Fincher does the same shit. Like that's like he took that.
I can
like,
watch
He
Fincher
makes them.
movies.
They make well. They know that he makes them do 300 takes of one scene.
I
Completely
see.
breaks you down to the point where you have nothing left, and that's where he gets his best work. It's the
Got
same
it.
concept.
Understood. I did not know that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch any kind of interviews about anything that like Fincher does, they like this guy's fucking insane. It's the same.
And I
kind
don't
of
think
thing.
Shelley Duvall ever recovered from that. I feel like that
Well, what did she
permanently
do? What did she
didn't
do
really do
really
anything
after
after
that? Yes,
nothing of note.
that's fucked up.
Yep.
Shelley Duvall, IMDb. Let's see. The Shining was 1980. Yeah, she did stuff after it, but not much. Nothing that I see, like Mother Goose, Rock and Rhyme, Stories for Girls. She really took
She was
a
just
180
doing-
there.
starring Hulk
She went to like
Hogan.
kids stuff because she was couldn't handle humans.
She's had some acting roles, some smaller ones. I don't see anything that jumps out at me. She's on Wishbone on PBS. Real Monsters.
Scatman.
She's in Rocket
Critters.
Man. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
I don't see anything that's like out there. So yeah, he probably did Twilight Zone remake. Yeah. Wow, I did not know that he did that to people. I knew he was messed in the head. I did not know he like mentally abused his cast. Next on the list is, and I feel like somebody's gonna have something to say about this one: Alien versus Poltergeist.
This hurts me. Alien's not horror.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
I mean,
I love
what do you
Alien. Is
kind of-
hands down one
what
of my
makes it-
favorite
what
franchises.
Makes it not horror? It's got jump scares. It's got fucking some creepy ass monsters.
It's science fiction.
Wow,
Yeah, science fiction.
it's a science
it's
fiction
definitely a space
thriller.
opera.
It's a space odyssey thriller fantasy quest.
I would watch the shit out of something categorized as that.
It's called Alien. You can turn it right on right now.
There you go.
It's classic.
You watch it now. It's Jaws in space.
It was Alien versus what? I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
Poltergeist.
Alien's just like an American classic movie, so it's really hard for Poltergeist to hold anything to it. But I think Poltergeist was
is
objectively
written by Spielberg. So
was it really?
Yeah.
I think Poltergeist is objectively a scarier movie, and for the life
Correct.
of me, I cannot understand why when all this shit is happening in this house, the wife just thinks it's funny, like chairs moving across the kitchen.
Yes.
She's like, watch this, it's so fun. Like, no,
I've always
don't
thought
put your
that
kid.
too.
And then
Correct.
she takes the chair away and she puts her kid there, and her kid moves across the kitchen. It's like really?
after
And
the,
like, that's not
after the
normal
first
behavior.
chair, I leave. I'm gone. I left the house. I'm
Yeah.
out.
No, she
Yeah.
takes her kid and puts the kid there to do the same thing. What? Stop.
So, as someone who's actually lived in a house
did?
that had a poltergeist
You did?
experience, poltergeist for me is, yeah,
Oh,
it's
that makes
You're
sense.
gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna say that. and
You're not going
just
to
leave it
share
there.
with the class on
Yeah.
what the hell happened in
feel
the
like
haunted
he's
house that
told
you used
this
to live
story
in?
I feel like
before.
I've told this story
Yeah.
on this podcast.
It's only
before.
episode 4. What are you talking about?
Oh, it was the other podcast. That's the same,
Totally different
same
audience,
thing.
we swear.
Yeah, totally
Totally
different. Yeah,
different,
it's
yeah.
not the
It's not-
same RSS
there's
feed.
Zero crossover.
I
This
did
is not
not
the
use
same.
the same RSS feed as
Same 10 people.
Same Twitter account,
Same morons.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, what
That's
is this
true.
red Twitter icon on my? And then I was like, oh, I manage a old-fashioned pod. What the fuck is this?
So Poltergeist.
We're still waiting, Wayne.
Yeah, Poltergeist. I'm not. Yeah, I thought I've told this story.
I'm
but
gonna go Alien. Just get that out of the way.
It's fine.
Mike.
Poltergeist freaked me out.
Yeah, either one of these are good, but
Alien's one of my favorite movies,
Correct.
just
That's
ever.
that's my thing. I just love Alien. I think it's
Alien?
incredible.
Yeah, so I mean, I could watch Alien any day of the week.
Yes.
I fucking love that movie.
Alien's one of my favorite movies, and it was my numero uno on the sci-fi bracket. But this is a horror movie bracket, and like Rob said, Poltergeist is objectively the scarier horror movie, so I have to go
Yeah.
with Poltergeist based on that. Aliens, it's one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion.
I agree.
Same.
yeah.
But Poltergeist,
That world
is
that they built
scary.
in Alien is fucking incredible.
Yeah,
It's like, if I had to rank them, I'd probably say like, Jaws, Alien, the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. And then,
That's number one.
That's the number one comic book
Your
movie.
best
well,
movie.
I was trying to set it up.
It's the number one
I
comic
didn't
book
want to just
movie of all
go
time.
right for the obvious troll.
That was good. I like that
It's the
way.
number one Batman movie ever.
Ever, ever.
I was not expecting that. Bravo.
You know what Poltergeist
we
has
should do a-
going for it?
we should do a
Poltergeist
Batman
has,
bracket.
We talked about dolls being scary and clowns being scary. Poltergeist
Yeah.
has a doll that's a clown that's scary.
Oh god, that thing is horrifying.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Movie's
Anyway,
fun.
Now, what do you think if the movie would have been better if Spielberg actually directed it? He wasn't like allowed to direct it because he was doing what E.T. at the
I
time,
think he was doing E.T.
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
so he wasn't even allowed to direct it because of the contract shit.
Right.
And I
Would it have
believe
been
that
has he done any other horror?
I mean, do you consider Jaws horror?
Yes.
I mean, I do.
I think
Technically.
it bleeds
not
over
on-
into horror.
It's not
Yeah.
on this list,
Thriller.
so apparently you don't.
Yeah, these are the only 16 horror movies ever. So.
ever made.
I didn't make this list. Did you?
Jaws, yes, I did. Jaws bleeds
So you don't
into
think
horror
Jaws
the
is
same way
horror?
Alien does. Like Wayne said, it's
Yeah.
Jaws in space, but most of these movies are objectively better horror movies than.
Let me ask Michael. Michael, are you afraid of the ocean because of a certain movie?
Do you have a rational fear of the ocean?
Of things?
We talked about this. If Waterworld ever became a thing,
I hope it does.
I would fucking erase myself.
I'm waiting for it. It's
I
gonna
will
be great.
excel like you don't believe.
He'll jump into a pit of heroin needles. That'll be the end of it.
Yes.
I will be riding the Jaws into the sunset.
I believe that 100%. No doubt in my mind that he would be king of Waterworld, which sounds like
You
it's
just shared a video of like a 23-foot fucking shark devouring seals in 4 feet of water.
That's like watching Rob eat a burrito at Taco Bell. It's the natural element. Yeah.
I'm not afraid to go up and touch Rob while he's eating a
I would
burrito,
be.
though.
I
Yeah,
would.
you should be.
Do you ever see
Not
Rob
get
eat a
between
burrito?
Rob and Taco Bell.
no, don't. Not advisable.
Might accidentally take your hand off.
Seriously,
Especially
Mike.
Especially if you get a little.
We'll put it to the test the next time we're all together in 2028.
Put a little
shall.
Chipotle mayo on it, and
I'm busy in 2028.
Oh, sorry.
Whatever the day is, I'm busy. Can't make it.
I got plans.
You know what's
Mike's
fucked about
got a wedding.
Poltergeist? You know what's fucked about Poltergeist? The little blonde girl died when she was 12 years old, and her older sister in the movie died a year after the movie came out.
Ooh, ugh,
She was
Jesus.
the little girl was 12, and the older sister was 22. She was strangled by her boyfriend.
Oh, that's nice.
And there's a history. I don't remember all the details about it. About that cast being like haunted
yeah, I
with
remember.
misfortune for a long time. The two of them being the biggest examples.
That's
Yeah.
disturbing.
That's
Except
really
Craig T.
crazy.
Nelson, he's Coach, so he's good. And Mr. Incredible. But
Coach was fun.
Coach, great show.
Great
That
show.
was The Incredibles. Great movies.
yep.
The last of this round is House of a Thousand Corpses versus The Strangers.
All right.
I've seen both of these.
This is where I wanted to put Pete to the test. Not to the test, but I wanted to get your feedback. You say you like movies that can actually happen.
Both can actually happen.
What was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Half the Corpses was the other one?
Strangers.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they both can. Damn.
Absolutely, both could happen.
Then I can't really
mean-
put you to the test.
Now, I get Devil's Rejects confused with House of a Thousand Corpses all the time. Which one's Dr. Satan in that whole thing?
That's House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So The Strangers is
With-
actually
with
more
Dwight Schrute.
plausible as a realistic scenario based on that character
Have you
alone.
been to Deep South?
Yeah.
Mid
If I
South?
drive
no, I
30
don't
minutes
venture out by
west,
Rob.
I'm in House
Been
of
to
a Thousand
Rob's
Corpses.
backyard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's
It's
bad.
very feasible.
No
bad.
street lights. If your car breaks down, guess what? You go into see that family.
Now, if this was Devil's Rejects for House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects.
We're going by
better of the
IP,
two.
and since one is the sequel
Oh.
of the other, I can't remember which. I think you can include Devil's Rejects in this conversation.
Okay.
Rob, I pushed that question
Devil's
to
Rejects
you.
came first.
yeah.
No, House was first.
I don't think so.
House came out in 2003. Devil's Rejects came out in 2005.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Boom.
But I think you could. It's the same characters follow over.
Yes, it's the same family.
I think that the
Yeah.
music, the way the acting is done, the way it's shot, the sick comedy aspect of it, it's not extremely like gory or anything. It's more implied. I think that Rob Zombie did a really good job with House of a Thousand Corpses, and I think it's one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
I also
Strangers-
go House of a Thousand Corpses.
Strange is also really good though. That's the thing. Like it's different. It's just like that suspense
It's-
factor. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Strangers
stranger
is
is
good.
just
Can't
really
judge.
uncomfortable.
Strangers
But you know what?
is uncomfortable. House of a Thousand Corpses is disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the southern aspect too that really puts it over the top.
Yeah, I mean that can happen. They can
I
both
know.
happen. I know that, but like, I don't know.
But it's like that Texas Chainsaw Massacre like deranged family,
Yeah.
but
Right.
with the Rob Zombie spin.
Right.
That's like
I also think saying that can happen with House of a Thousand Corpses is more because it's one of those you could disappear into something like that and no one would ever know what happened.
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
I think that's the fear.
It's probably what's going on in
that.
that shady town in Nevada where they don't have the laws and it's an old bombing
the
facility.
Vice doc I sent you.
Yeah. That's probably what's going on there.
Okay.
Devil's Rejects. Yeah, that's basically what that is.
Meth and no laws.
Would you guys completely random but kind of in line with this conversation? Would you consider Deliverance a horror movie?
depends on the scene.
I mean,
Is there a banjo?
that's a pretty fucking fucked up movie.
I don't know.
And you're
what
hearing that banjo if you're in the woods and then walking down.
You're running.
Yeah.
It's not a horror movie though. It's
No.
No.
It's just
Thriller.
I've only read the book though, but I'm
Squeal
assuming
like a
it's
pig.
Thriller. You've only read the book.
Yeah.
You should
the
actually
movie?
watch that. It's
No, I don't think you want to watch that, Rob.
Well, I
Honestly.
mean, I've read the book. So I know
why?
what
Bring the
happens.
kids, bring the
Watch it
family,
once.
bring
I want to with
grams.
It's a fun family flick.
This is where we live.
Prime Video for $2.99.
House of a Thousand Corpses gets my vote here, but it is a very close call.
Same.
It's super close. I'm gonna say House of Thousands Corpses just because it's like the quintessential like Halloween horror movie you watch.
Mike,
God, that's a
Corpses.
tough one.
Yeah, it's tough.
what'd you say, Mike?
corpses. Corpses.
Yeah,
it's-
I'd have to agree. Strangers,
The end
like,
of Strangers though is so fucked up. Like they just
Yeah.
drive
it's
off
beyond.
and like see ya.
I want to watch this one now.
Wayne, you never seen The Strangers?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, because the whole movie.
Strangers is a great. Like I could sit down and just watch Strangers. It's a
I
great
saw
movie.
Strangers in theater, and it was an experience.
Wayne,
It
don't
was-
listen for a second. Don't listen for a second.
Uh,
Spoiler
okay.
alert.
Okay, I'm not listening.
Because the whole movie for The
I'm
Strangers,
talking,
you're
but I'm not
waiting
listening.
for
My
the
headphones
reason
off.
why what's happening is
Yes.
happening, and then it ends
You're
up
waiting
no
for
reason.
them to reveal themselves at the end,
Yep.
and they finally do.
It was just 'cause
They don't.
were
and it's like, oh,
there.
all right, they're just see ya,
Yep.
Yep.
drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
So
It's fucking
that's
crazy.
That's what's
But
fucked up
corpses,
about it.
he also, the end of that, he's walking through the lab, I guess you'd call it. I don't know what you'd call it. And he's like seeing all the people and body parts and experiments and things like that. I don't know. That feels to me more like a horror payoff than The Strangers
Oh,
ending.
Liv Tyler's in that movie?
Yes, she is.
Oh, sign me up. Yes.
But at the end of House of
It's
Thousand
it's a
Corpses,
quality
Glenn Howerton,
quality
huh?
movie.
at the end of House of a Thousand Corpses, she escapes, but then Bill Moser finds her again, and that's how the movie ends. It's fucked. Like you think
Yeah,
that's
you're
just
like, fuck,
this
you thought
one-
she got away. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they
And
It
then
just
there's
like
that
restarts
restarts
moment of, like,
everything.
there's that moment of complete, just like I'm dead, and then that's when the movie cuts. I don't know. I think it's an awesome ending, and also, I have a new appreciation for Rob Zombie since he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He seems like a really cool dude.
Dude is awesome.
He's a
Yeah.
better director than he is musician.
I disagree. I,
mean,
think White Zombie is
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't know. White Zombie is pretty
White
fucking
Zombie's
good.
fucking
I
awesome.
don't like
Rob
White
Zombie's
Zombie.
awesome.
I like
That
White
fucking
Zombie.
Super Beast album is fucking
He likes
great.
hockey.
That
Like,
was a great
Yeah.
album.
Fucking great.
Oh, he's into hockey?
yeah, loves hockey.
Oh, dude.
Played it growing up.
Okay, so he has
Canada?
been trying to make a horror movie about the Broad Street Bullies. Like he has
Oh, you and I were talking about
Yes.
this. That's right.
That's
he
pretty
talked
funny.
about it on Rogan, I think.
he
But
did.
he literally has been trying to get this made, and the NHL will not let him do
I
it.
could see why.
Right, but like, can you imagine? He's like, I wanted it, like Slapshot, but with like in the horror genre.
Can't
I'm
he like parody it though and change
like,
enough
can
that he
he
wouldn't
just,
get in
like,
trouble?
could he just fucking crowdfund that? Do you know how many people would support that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Call it
fucking-
something else, but imply that it's the Broad Street Bullies.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't know. But apparently,
Their
like,
star player is
had,
Clobby Bark.
he has a script. He has screener tests.
I like Clobby Bark. Sounds like if they had dogs playing hockey and they gave them all NHL personnel names. Like, and here's Clobby Bark. Woof woof.
We went from a horror hockey movie to a Disney movie real fast.
That's what pops in. It was Air Bud. I don't know.
But yeah, I would like private, like if I had the money, I would privately finance that movie to be made.
All right, got to sell King's Coast so Wayne can get his Broad Street Bullies horror
Yeah.
movie made by Rob
Oh,
Worth
Zombie.
it.
It'd be so fucking good. I think that's a good investment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sell the company for like $300 million and then just make that movie.
You really don't like White Zombie, Kevin?
Nah, not really. It's just not my thing.
Got to go back.
He's
maybe
into
give
really
it a
shitty
re-listen.
things, and that's not a shitty thing.
Astro
So.
Creep is like a masterpiece of like an industrial metal album.
Yeah.
I just don't think I enjoy that.
You might actually enjoy it now if you.
That's
Like-
true. My musical taste has changed
Yeah,
like Rob
drastically
Zombie,
since.
like Soulfly. Like
I love
Soulfly.
Wayne, you know I love
Max
Soulfly.
Cavalera.
Yeah, but I'm like saying, I'm like that's like some good shit. I know what I'm listening to all day tomorrow.
Rob Zombie.
Roots,
Rob
Bloody
Zombie.
Roots. That's Sepultura, but that's also Max Cavalera.
It's all the same thing. It's all Max
It's
Cavalera.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, back around then. We got Child's Play versus Event Horizon. I don't even think this one's gonna.
That's not even a
Yeah,
competition.
I think we
Yeah,
all agree.
Child's Play all the way.
It's the good movie versus the one that fucked you up. Just like the one when Event Horizon was versus it. It's the same thing, but Event Horizon is going to win again.
No, Event Horizon far more fucked me up than Child's Play ever did because I didn't see Child's Play till I was older.
Oh, okay. Well,
So by then it was campy, and I had My Buddy, and I knew about Chucky, but I never made the correlation. Event Horizon as an adult completely
You could
fucked
turn
with my head.
Event Horizon on right now and be like, "This is uncomfortable."
Yeah, I tried to rewatch
Absolutely.
it recently, and I was just like, I got like half an hour into it. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't feel like
So
watching
sweaty.
this. Like I was home, I was just like,
it's dark
like,
out.
I haven't watched that one in a while, and I'm like,
Never mind.
I can't do this.
That scene where the doctor guy like listens to the recording again and realizes
Oh,
that he says
God.
what, like liberate tutime ex inferis.
Yeah.
We thought they were saying save me from hell, but they were saying save yourself from hell or something like
Save
that.
yourself.
It's just like
Yeah.
sends chills down your spine.
Yeah.
You also hear the beginning of the Zayo album
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
time.
then
you
you then you turn the Zayo album and just fucking kick a hole in the sheetrock.
Damn it. Damn it, Abby, I kicked a hole in the sheetrock again. We can't watch this
God
movie
damn.
anymore.
Zayo came on.
tried to mosh.
Put on my choker chain and
You definitely have
Chain
one of those.
wallet.
yeah.
Didn't you? You didn't have a choker though. Didn't you have the chain with the lock at the end, Wayne?
Oh yeah, I had the chain. I did the ball chain for a while too, but
The
that
one
might
you
have
put
been
in your mouth?
before I met
Oh,
you.
I had
Yeah,
one of
the
them
ball
for sure.
gag.
Yeah, the red ball.
ball gag.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He just wears a ball gag around the shows.
It's cool, right? It was actually just anal beads. I wore them like a necklace.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Like a tribesman.
It's quite a tribe.
Like Zenyatta from Overwatch. Nobody gets that reference.
I got it.
Thank you.
Such a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Losers.
Hey, you guys didn't know what Man Bat was till this morning, and now you're all huge fans of the
I'm all about
Man Bat.
No,
Yeah.
I knew what it was. Apparently, like
I thought you meant
I didn't know
Batwing. I
that
thought it was
was
a
a
whole
thing.
thing. I thought you were
No,
talking about
Batwing is a
ballsack.
completely different thing. Pete.
I googled Batwing after that conversation.
don't
It was not
Google
what I.
Batwing.
Wait, what is that?
just to see it.
Wait, what is
You
that?
don't know what that is?
What should I
Google it.
Google?
Batwing
Yes,
is?
you do.
Yeah, Google it.
Google
Just
pull-
that word.
Give your
Yeah, turn your safe filters off.
Should I throw in one extra word to see?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, so
type
this is-
in the Batwing.
So wait, this is something I should go to Bing for, is what you're saying?
So, have you
Use-
never
use-
seen the movie?
Use Firefox, the secret one, the one that erases your history when you close the app.
That's the only one I
I'm
use.
getting all Batman related.
I know
stuff.
you
What
do.
should I look up?
I don't use the regular version. Yeah, no, that's all. I'm disappointed in Google.
Google
search.
Batwing scrotum, Rob.
Oh, that's
That
just
just gives
aggressive.
it away.
Have you never seen Waiting?
There we go. Urban Dictionary to the rescue.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, I have this going on right now.
Oh, you're just pinching it and
You never,
Just stretching it out like a
you never,
trampoline.
yeah, like
what I do when
Mike
we
said. You
record.
never see the movie Waiting.
Silly putty.
Yeah.
Waiting is amazing.
How have you never seen that movie?
It's a Ryan Reynolds classic.
You named your children after the two characters. Name
No.
T-Dog. No,
All right, Rob.
we lost him. He's taking a dump.
Wait,
He's
me?
looking at. He got into deep
I was
dive.
re- I was reading.
scrotums.
Oh, he's
Eating pretzels, reading Reddit.
He's,
researching.
he's comparing the pictures to what he's doing right now.
Oh yeah, didn't know it had a name.
Ah, I was doing that.
I just always love Urban Dictionaries, like using it in a sentence.
Read it.
Yeah.
I sent you a
Batman.
picture.
It sure is hot in this cave, Robin. Yeah, I know. I'm beginning to have bat wings. Just like it has nothing to do with Batman and Robin. Batman. That was very unnecessary.
Bat wings.
Yeah, you got to make it flat.
By
the way,
paper.
The movie Waiting does not hold up well with in today's
Oh, I
climate.
watched it like a year ago. It's horrible.
It's
Is
very
it just, it's just about statutory rape, isn't it?
yeah. The whole movie is statutory rape.
Wasn't Andy Milonakis
Oh,
in that
that's
movie?
sad.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah,
a
it was.
problem right there.
Yeah. That's what launched his
I mean, the-
Twitch career.
The premise of the movie is about statutory rape.
See, I don't remember that at all.
It's Ryan Reynolds
believe
the
you.
whole time struggling with trying
With the
not
hostess.
to bang the hostess
Who's
because she's not
definitely
18 yet.
18, not 18.
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's like the whole
All
underlying
you remember
story
is that giant
going on.
bush. That's all you can get out of your mind. Look at this.
So angry.
All right. So Event Horizon moves on to Final Four. Next is Halloween and The Exorcist. I feel like we're going to be divided on this one.
I'm going Exorcist.
Yep.
Easy.
Rob said Exorcist. Mike?
Halloween.
Fuck.
But,
Hello?
He said
Hello?
Halloween.
Wait, he said Halloween?
Yeah, Pete and Mike said Halloween. You and Wayne said Exorcist.
Halloween is a quintessential fucking horror
Halloween
movie for
movie.
So is
Halloween.
Exorcist.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going with Exorcist. Exorcist is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
You watch Halloween more than you would watch Exorcist.
Correct.
That
Exorcist
doesn't
is
that
too
that
fucked up
that,
to watch.
that actually that actually means that Exorcist is more.
Yeah. I only had to watch
Halloween
it
movie.
one time, and
Yeah, I
will
don't
never
think I've only
watch it
seen
ever
Exorcist
again.
once in my life.
Yep. Why would you watch it more than once? Unless you're a sick fuck.
Yeah, unless you want to invite Captain Howdy Satan into your
Yeah.
house.
No, I'm good on that. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, so
Yeah.
Exorcist moves on. I knew we were going to be divided. On the other side, we have Saw and The Shining. Again, this is a sweep in my mind.
I'm the Shining man.
Shining.
Shining.
Saw is very good, like I said, but Shining is just
It doesn't hold
Jack
up.
Nicholson is just amazing.
I just
in
don't
that.
find Saul scary.
I don't think of
Yeah.
it as scary. I think of it as like it's horrifying. Like the shit that
Yeah, but
and the
like
gore and the fucking like.
right. I don't know. It just didn't hit me as like other horror movies hit me.
I got you.
It's
Yeah, I'm going
creepy.
Shining anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
'cause-
Shining on that one.
The Shining has a guy in a bear suit giving a guy a blowjob. That has that going for
Does
it.
Is that chicken skin, Pete?
yeah, that's from Waiting.
That's from
Is
the
he doing the
Waiting.
Batwing?
Is
He's
it?
demonstrating how to do the different moves with the piece of chicken. He's got like the chicken leg and the thigh.
See,
Like,
now
this
I want to
one's
watch the
goat.
ody again, but
Oh, watch it. It's great.
But it's about
very-
statutory
It doesn't
rape.
hold up.
Just saying, you couldn't make that movie today.
No, that's
No,
it's
Couldn't make it today.
It would not fly.
So we got 2 Shining from me and Rob, right? Anyone else?
Oh, I'm
No, I
Shining.
think we all went Shining.
Mike?
Shining.
All right, so Shining was a sweep.
Man, when Scatman Crothers gets that axe to the chest, doesn't that look so painful?
Scatman.
Poltergeist versus House of a Thousand Corpses.
These really are tough.
It's like my 2 worst nightmares, like Supernatural versus creepy Southern fucks.
seriously.
Yep.
Now, if only
Yeah.
they were supernatural Southerners.
CP.
Oh, then we'd be really screwed.
I'm gonna go
I
House
voted
of Thousand
first.
Corpses on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the better horror
It's the
movie.
better. Yeah, it's such a great movie. It's written incredible.
It
The
holds
music,
up, and I
the
could-
sounds. Oh my god.
I could rewatch it. Whereas like Poltergeist, like I feel like I haven't watched it in a very long time, and I don't think it holds up.
It feels really old.
Okay, so you
I mean, it
wouldn't
came out in,
rewatch
like-
it because you feel like it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, but you also,
Not like
you also,
The Exorcist where it was that fucked
you
up.
can't, you can't always go
And I'm
by...
sure The Exorcist still holds up, honestly.
It does.
But
Most of those
I had
early
no
80s
desire to
kind of
watch that.
movies were just kind of just really shitty. Like the acting's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
Poltergeist was good, but it feels old, and it, like I said before, like the way they treat that ghost at the beginning is like unbelievable to me.
Mhm.
Like it kills it a little bit for me.
yeah.
Mike?
Corpses.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Corpses. Corpses to me is more disturbing than Poltergeist.
I have to find a way to watch that. I haven't watched that in a long time. 2003. It's 17 years old. Holy
That's
shit.
crazy. Was that his? Oh, we went over. That wasn't his first one, was it?
It might have been.
Right? Was this
I-
his
I
first?
believe it was.
Was his first movie,
2003.
right? No,
Yeah.
like Zombie's
2003.
first like actual movie he made.
Yes, I'm
It looks
like
like it from what I can
99%
see.
sure.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. So I remember when they were talking about him actually making a movie like Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone mocked it at first. They're
Yep.
like,
Bro, his CD, like his artwork, like the
Oh my
CDs
God.
that they
Oh
put
my
out,
god,
is
it was
incredible.
crazy.
He's just
Insane.
he's crazy.
Yeah,
I remember
Awesome.
I convinced my mom to buy Astro Creep for me, and then she saw the inside of the cover, and it was not a good day for me.
I'll never forget when my mom found the Rob Zombie album and Diablo in my room.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Finding Diablo in the room was a big deal.
I got sent to church immediately.
I can't even imagine what that was like for you, dude.
you will go
Still-
straight to church. You will not collect
Oh
$2.
yeah, you're going to hell. I was like, yeah, so whatever.
Isn't his wife in those movies with him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
the
Yes.
She's
Hot smoke show.
She's okay. Yeah, I know which one she is.
What's her
She's
name?
one of the family. I forget her name, but yeah.
Hottie McHotster.
Sherry or Sharon?
Sherry Moon. Sherry Moon.
Yeah.
Sherry Moon.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
her name's Baby in the movie though.
All right. On the left side, Event Horizon versus The Exorcist.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Need a minute to let that
Yeah,
one
this
marinate.
is- I'm
going
going with The
Exorcist.
Exorcist again.
Yep, same. I actually attempted to rewatch Event Horizon.
I'm doing Event Horizon on this one.
All right.
Totally fine, honestly. Like this
Yeah,
is just
like,
a
either
coin
one.
So
flip.
fucked up. It's so just.
This is actually really good that these two end up in that category because
It's
like on the same level,
Right.
yeah, it's
like psychologically
both
on the same level.
spiritual, yes, horror movies.
Yeah,
One's sci-fi, one's or like based in reality.
right.
It's very interesting. Mike, what's yours?
Exorcist.
So Exorcist wins, but Rob, what would have been yours?
I would have said Event Horizon. So
Okay, so
Womp
3-2. I think that's a fair battle. They're two phenomenal movies that none of us will ever watch again.
I'll watch Event Horizon, man. Just
Yeah,
'cause
see,
it's
I'll watch
so-
Event Horizon.
It's
though.
still
That's-
good.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
watching The Exorcist. It's not happening.
No.
The Shining versus House of a Thousand Corpses. This is actually also difficult.
Yeah, because they're both similar again, and feeling at least like it can
Yeah,
really
like-
happen
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Uncontrollable.
Holy shit! Yeah,
It's just like
I'm going
like
corpses.
manic.
I cannot believe House of a Thousand Corpses is going to make it to the finals in this. I'm shocked.
I'm going Shining because, again,
going
psychological horror will always get me over anything else.
I'm going corpses. It's just I don't know.
Totally get it. Two corpses, one Shining. Rob, Wayne.
Man, you go. Are you going to keep it alive or are you going to end it?
I'm torn. This
Me too.
one's tough.
Let's talk
All
about
right,
it. Let's talk about
say
it.
it on
It's
the count
just
of-
it's just a newer movie too, and it's just
Yeah, but like that doesn't do it for me. Like
no.
it
I'm
doesn't
not
matter
saying
if
that. It's just
new or
the
not, 'cause, like,
music, the visuals.
Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. So like, and that's fucking old as dirt now.
It's because you're a salty
Yeah.
seaman.
I also think The Shining was made in what, late 70s?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. It
something
was
like that.
70s.
And it's still to this day. I watched half of
Holds
it a
up.
few months, like last year.
oh, I
It's
agree.
fucking
It's
terrifying.
fucked up.
yeah.
I just the visuals and the sound of corpses just
Yeah,
gets
the
me.
visuals are crazy.
Insane.
And
Uh,
the actress
too
that we were talking
totally-
about that plays Baby is like super like you
just fucking
she's
insane.
super creepy,
Insane.
like bipolar psycho.
Psycho.
Yep.
Yeah, complete psycho.
Yeah. Fuck. I always forget Rainn Wilson's in that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dwight-
man.
He is. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Goggins is in
Oh,
it.
and, Is
Yeah,
what's his
Goggins-
name in that?
Goggins in it.
Isn't the guy with the long hair, Chris, what's his name?
Pratt? No.
No. The guy that did The Walking Dead talk
isn't it
show.
Chris Hardwick.
Hardwick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I first found that out.
Yeah.
Isn't Rainn
they're
Wilson in
both-
another horror movie too?
I'm sure he is.
If they're both
No,
were on
yeah.
TV right now and you could flip between one or the other, what would it be?
I'd watch
Right now,
The
if you had to watch
Shining.
it.
I'd watch The Shining. But I still feel like if you're like, oh, what's a better horror movie? I'd say House of a Thousand Corpses.
So House wins, but Rob, what was
Between the
yours?
two.
I'm gonna stack on the pile and say House as well.
4-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But it was, yeah. I don't
It-
think
yeah,
anyone
that
had an
was-
easy time with that one.
Yeah, that's not easy.
So the final then
No.
would be, holy shit, The Exorcist versus House of a Thousand Corpses.
You know what's funny? I feel like House of a Thousand Corpses is not a movie that a lot of people have seen, and there might be a lot of listeners that have never seen it. And this
Really?
is gonna like make them go see it. It wasn't like a huge
think?
release or anything, was it?
I thought it was a
I thought it
huge
had a pretty
theatrical
big.
release.
I thought it had a big box office.
Rob Zombie was like huge back then.
All right.
Like he really was like a.
It only did 16.8 at the box office.
You got to remember too, like when
really?
it comes to
Yeah.
horror movies and what you see on basic cable, House of a Thousand Corpses is not something they can edit down for basic cable. So maybe it's because it's not on that cable loop
Yeah, you never
during
seen
Halloween.
I mean,
Oh
Exorcist.
wow, it
isn't
did do
really either.
16.8.
No, I've seen The Exorcist on the
Probably
cable
cut out
loop.
so much that it's like
6.1 on
Crucifix
IMDb.
scene doesn't
20
make it in. I'll tell you that much.
20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
For House?
Yeah, Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes is
Yeah,
trash.
it's
I-
31
horror movies
on
don't stand a
Metacritic.
chance there. It feels like legit
Yeah.
horror movies.
84% of Google users like that movie.
What do Exorcist get on Rotten Tomatoes? Probably really high.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's like that nostalgic thing too with it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's considered a classic. So for
all the
Rotten
boomers love
Tomatoes,
their movies from when they
Yeah,
grew up.
boomer movie.
Rotten Tomatoes is a bunch of the comic book guy from The Simpsons rating
Yeah.
movies. That's
Yeah.
what Rotten Tomato is.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes Exorcist is 83%, 81% on Metacritic, 8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Could you imagine
80%.
like finding out that they're casting for this movie about an extra and knowing the details about this movie and letting your kid act in it? Like, would you ever allow that?
No.
Not in a
No,
million
no,
years.
absolutely not.
You talking about for corpses?
No, The Exorcist. Like
Oh,
Linda
to
Blair,
be
the girl.
was-
Would you ever let your kid have that role in a movie?
Oh,
No. Just things to think about.
She didn't grow up. She did. She grew up as a successful actress, though. I don't think
I'm
she got
sure,
screwed in the
but
head.
I still would not allow my kid to.
Oh
do
no,
that.
no, I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't do it, but at least she survived. That's my point. Oh man.
I mean, when that movie came out, like people were legitimately like people were fainting and throwing up in
Yeah,
the fucking
that's what I've heard.
movie theaters. Like
We've also become really
it's almost
desensitized over the
considered
years.
like an X rating. Like that, it's fucking.
I
That was
think
a
the crucifix
fuck-
scene
like-
was probably the X rating. That's why.
Ankle skin was pornographic.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Catholics loved it.
They get very offended if you know, God forbid you meme about Catholicism.
Yeah, that one guy did.
Super angry.
Just that moment of the Eucharist, we're not supposed to mock.
Yeah, the rest
rest
of
of
it
it's fine.
we could have went nuts. on.
We could have just
Are we
dragged the
voting?
Catholic Church through the mud, but we didn't. We just posted a meme. Fucking guy.
I don't know which way to go on this one. What are the votes so far?
I'm going corpses. We'll start it off.
Okay.
So for me, Corpses is the better horror movie out of the two.
Yeah, but
But
Exorcist
Exorcist
fucks
has
me
a
up more.
of an impact on the social
To me,
culture of horror.
Yeah, to me, horror is that fits all the bill. Like, I don't know.
Like, if either situation happened to me in real life, The Exorcist would probably freak me out way more than Corpses. No, I wouldn't say way more.
No.
Slightly
With
more.
corpses, you just be dead. It would just hurt a
Crazy
lot.
Southern family that you can't escape from no matter how many times you try.
Yeah.
They always get you.
Murdering you
Always
and
get you.
cutting you to pieces.
Versus your kid being possessed by the devil.
It's not
Yeah,
you,
literally
so it's
Satan.
fine.
Not you.
That's true. That's a fair point.
You're
I'm gonna
driving
go
along with
corpses,
your
too.
family, trying to
Wow.
visit Rob.
This is a horror movie bracket. I'm gonna go
Your fucking
Corpses.
wrong
tire
turn.
blows out. You pull off. Next thing you know,
Yep. You're in the bottom of a well.
You're
Having
a
your
quarter
skin
mile from my
flayed off.
house. You're a quarter mile from my house. You see me. I'm waving to you. You get dragged away, and I just walk back into my house and be like, "Oh, he's gone."
oh, they got him.
Almost made it. Whoops.
Dr. Satan got him again. That
Watch
rascal.
out for that guy.
I forgot to warn you.
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna go
moved in.
Corpses. I think
By the
Corpses, like you said,
way-
the end where you think it's over and it's not. That's
just
kind of more of a horror
replays.
movie trope that kind of works better.
And
Also
this
does not have a
this just
happy
opened-
ending.
No, and it just opens up that whole world in the next couple movies, or the next
Yeah.
movie.
I'm gonna go with House of a Thousand Corpses too. I think it's probably
Yeah, and then
the
the other
slightly better horror movie.
The other scene where they have the cheerleaders in the shed, and then the police come, and you're like, "Oh my god, the police are coming! Thank God!" Right? Like,
And then-
they're gonna
Yeah,
find
yeah,
the
yeah.
cheerleaders. They're gonna find the people, and they just kill all the cops and drag their bodies away. It's just like
Yup.
that
Like,
that
what the
helplessness.
And gone.
You're like, oh, help. Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. There's no hope for anybody in that movie, and that's what's so
No.
scary to me. And they'll hide those bodies forever and just deny it because it's the deep south, and
Is it the scene in the gas station where he has the shotgun out and you're like, he's not gonna shoot him? Is that like the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, I
that
believe
sounds
so.
familiar.
Yeah.
Where the clown guy works, Doctor
Yeah.
Mr.
And you're like,
Spaulding
he's
or
not
whatever.
gonna shoot. Yeah, the guy who
Spaulding.
has the museum. and the gas station all in one, which is so Southern, it's not even funny. Is that the beginning of the movie? Because I haven't seen this movie in probably 17 years.
I know at the beginning of the movie, I think that the first scene is the 4 kids going to the gas station to try to find out where they are.
Got it.
Then they go on the ride, but then a police officer comes later looking for everybody.
Yeah, but doesn't he get killed too?
I know that was somebody pulls a gun on somebody, but I don't really remember. I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's like a standoff scene. You're like, oh, it's not gonna, and then he just
It's available
fucking
on
blows him away.
Netflix, Prime, and Hulu now.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, there you go, Rob.
Really?
I'm looking at
Family
I'm
friendly.
looking at the app now.
I think you're all due for a rewatch on that one.
Yeah.
There's this
good.
app called Real Good, and you can put in any movie and tells you where it's streaming.
I don't believe it. I'm
Really?
looking it up right now on
Yep.
Netflix.
REEL Good. It's an app. Or it's actually a website too, but you can put
it's
in.
there.
Yep.
It's there.
Guess I'm watching that
Does
tomorrow.
it also tell you like the nude
Yeah,
scenes?
it's on Netflix.
No, that's Mr. Skin. That's different.
A group of couples stops for gas when they happen upon a monster museum. Intrigued by it, they soon become a murderous family's playthings.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to end
Poltergeist
this
is
right
on
here and say
Netflix,
House
too.
of a Thousand Corpses, too.
All right, it's over, but we still got to hear Wayne and Mike's votes.
I'm going to, corpses.
I think Corpses is the better movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
the sweep.
Wow, I did not
Yeah.
see that.
I did not see that coming at all.
No, same.
I didn't think you guys even knew that movie that much.
Why do you think this is like an underground movie that
I
nobody's
don't think it's an
ever heard
underground
of?
movie, but I didn't think, like, we never talked about it before, I don't think.
It's not
So-
really something you share with
feel
your
like
friends.
Mike and I have.
You don't just sit around on a random like April morning and you're like, "Hey, I'm watching House of a Thousand Corpses on this
Some
beautiful
coffee.
Sunday. This beautiful Sunday, and springtime is coming."
Sorry, it never came up.
I've
at brunch
casually done that.
when we were
I
together.
just feel like
Yeah, that's like a
even
Mike thing.
just our chat itself has been open for what, like 7 years, and it's never really come up once. I don't know.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like I talked about it though recently.
Maybe.
saying,
Well, I got to
like,
rewatch
oh,
it, especially now that I know
You're
it's on
probably trying to
Netflix.
find out what kind of boots the guy's wearing because you wanted a pair of them, or his pocket watch or something.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Satan's got good style.
a nice smock he's
Sweet
got there.
shoes.
Wear that while I'm roasting.
He's got the mask on with the pipes coming out of it while he's roasting.
God.
Abby walks in like, "What the fuck are you doing now?" It's a new look.
Oh my god.
You could hide bodies and stuff in the warehouse, couldn't you?
No,
No, definitely not.
They put them in my coffee.
What do you think's in all those bourbon barrels?
you gotta get
Dead
rid of them
bodies and
somewhere.
good
Extra
bourbon.
protein.
I mean, meat
Got a
barrels,
bunch of. What's the name of the plastic from fucking Breaking Bad?
polyethylene.
Yeah, polyethylene.
Not a ceramic bathtub.
Yeah.
That scene in that
Nope,
show
don't.
is
Oh,
fucking
God,
so
that
gross.
scene.
Don't
Just the bloody stump falling through the ceiling. Oh,
syrupy person matter.
All right. Well, that's a great way to go to bed tonight.
Oh, that
Thanks,
note.
guys.
It's like I don't even
Yeah, now
ever
when you
want to
think of
do
all
a
these-
what's the best television show ever bracket because we all know that
Breaking Bad versus The
would win.
Office. Go.
Breaking Bad versus what?
The Office. Go.
Oh,
It's a comedy's on the right. Everything else
Yeah,
is
we-
on the left.
How do
if
you
we do a
choose
bracket, we'd have to
between
do what's the third best TV show of all time.
That'd actually be pretty good. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this horror movie bracket. House of a Thousand Corpses is the winner. It's just kind of shocking, but also
Yeah.
not. But by sweep was pretty surprising. I don't think we've ever had that even in the WRS brackets. So, yeah, you know, House. Good job, Rob Zombie. You did it. You won our 2020 horror movie bracket.
he's good.
Yeah, I'll tag him in the tweet. Thank
Doesn't
you for
care about
listening.
you.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of the Old Fashioned Podcast. You can check out Wayne at Chef Wayne Face. You can check out Pete at Pete X Jr. You can check out Rob at Robbie Hondro.
Don't.
Don't follow Rob.
don't.
You can check out Mike. He's at metric_methods with a Z. So edgy, Mike.
So
I'm trying to
edgy.
peel back my online presence. Please leave me alone.
You can go over to kingscoastcoffee.com and grab what do we got? Anything that they know? Oh, we announced today that we
Jamaica
got
Blue
some
Mountain
Jamaican
on
Blue Mountain
on the 1st.
on November 1st. Jamaican Blue Mountain that will go probably within a half an hour to an hour would be my
Yeah.
guess at the most. So if you
Yeah.
want some of some of the
Rarest.
hardest to find coffee on the planet, you want to be.
I was
there November
roasting it
1st.
today, and I'm like, no matter how many times I've done it, like
You're just
every
nervous?
roast, I'm nervous every time I roast that coffee.
Because
Don't
it's
fuck
just
this up,
so
don't
much
fuck this
fucking
up.
money in one
Please God,
batch.
don't fuck this up.
Did you
Yeah.
fuck it up?
No, of course not.
See, so the Jamaican
But
Blue Mountain will be available on November.
Still that
1st.
monkey on the shoulder. You're thinking about it.
I hear you. Again, go to kingscoastcoffee.com. You can check that out. And if you want to listen to old episodes of this show or any of the other shows, go to raredrop.co and check those out. You can follow the Old Fashioned Podcast on Twitter, twitter.com/oldfashionedpod and facebook.com/oldfashionedpodcast. You have a wonderful week, and Mike and I will be back next Friday to talk to you about ridiculous nonsense that we do every week.
Who knows?
Thank you again, guys, for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Goodbye.